in a place called Gachagua, and he had a serious engagement with his constituents. In fact, I had the opportunity to address those people through the phone. And after he left the ceremony, he was accosted by officers from the DCI who chased him, and he was able to escape using a motorbike with the help of the local constituents. His vehicle was impounded and his driver was arrested. That vehicle is still in the hands of the DCI. And on Sunday, when he was in church, immediately after the service, 2 undercover agents of a killer squad that has been put in place to deal with elected leaders who are not supportive of William Ruto abducted him in full glare of the church members, and in the process almost harmed his wife. It is not known where he was taken to, but after a serious search early this morning, he was found in a coffee plantation in Kibichoi, that is in the Githunguri constituency, badly beaten and in very serious condition. He was taken to a hospital for first aid and later brought here where he was admitted. And I've just seen him and I've talked to the doctors, and they have confirmed that the Honorable George Koimburi'S was tortured by professionals. He has serious soft tissue injuries. This is torture normally done by professionals. He has lost his voice, and the doctors are working round the clock to restore his vocal cords. And the Honorable Koimburi'S has been able to communicate through writing because he's not able to speak. That some chemical was administered through inhalation, and the doctors have told us that preliminary investigations confirm that that chemical has interfered with his vocal cords. The doctors have assured us they are doing everything within their power to make sure that he's out of danger. They have taken blood and urine samples to private laboratories, different ones, so that they can establish what could have happened in Mata's poisoning. You remember last weekend I said that a special squad had been set aside, and now we have confirmation that President William Ruto, CS for Interior Kipchumba Murkomen, and the Deputy Inspector General, Mr. Eliud Langat, all from the Kalenjin community, have put up a squad to deal with leaders who are opposed to this regime. The Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen has sent a message to us through common friends that his appointment to the Ministry of Interior is to make sure that William Ruto is re-elected as president and to deal with anybody who can stop that objective. Officers from the National Police Service has confirmed to us that a special squad of 20 police officers from the Nandi sub-ethnic community are the ones behind the abduction of George Koimburi'S, and they are the ones that were deployed in Kakamega to target the Honorable John Methu and Karungo Athangwa. Specifically, there were about 300 police officers who were deployed in Kakamega, but 20 police officers from the Nandi sub-ethnic community under the direct command of the Deputy Inspector General, Eliud Langat, and reporting to Kipchumba Murkomen and William Ruto, had been assigned to harm the Senator for Nyandarua and the Senator for Kiambu because of their vocal stand against this regime. Let me say that I want to appeal to the international community to rescue this country. William Ruto has become a very vengeful dictator, and his activities are similar to the one by Dr. Dada and Mobutu Sese Seko. And the level of impunity in this country, if the international community does not come through for the people of Kenya, we are going to have not just killings, but maiming of elected leaders. What has happened to the Honorable Koimburi'S is a very deliberate attempt by William Ruto, Kipchumba Murkomen, and Langat to scare leaders who speak out. It is meant to scare them. It is meant to sell them fear so that they can stop agitating for the liberation of this great republic. And I want to say that William Ruto must know it is these leaders, it is not these leaders who are against his rule. It is the people of Kenya. These leaders are simply articulating what the people of Kenya are saying. And even if he targets these leaders to kill them, to maim them, he cannot do the same to each and every Kenyan. And I want to tell him to stop spreading the narrative that the rebellion against him is coming from the people of Mount Kenya region. This rebellion is across the country, from Western Kenya, Coast Province, Northeastern, Nyanza, including his native North Rift and South Rift. Members of the Kalenjin community are also up in arms because of the misuse of public resources, mismanagement of the economy, and the fact that there is no work going on in this country. So let me appeal to the international community to take a great interest in what is happening in Kenya. And we have seen what is happening in the neighboring countries, in Tanzania, the suppression of civil society. And all those things are stemming from here in Kenya. William Ruto has become intolerant. He cannot take criticism. And the reality of one term is slowly sinking into him, that has sent him into serious desperation, that he has now formed a killer squad of his sub-ethnic community of the Nandi to deal with leaders. Let me ask the people of Kenya to be calm. I want to ask the supporters of the Honorable Koimburi'S to stay calm. We'll do everything possible to make sure that we are more careful in the face of the repression that is going on. You are aware that members of parliament opposed to this regime, their bodyguards have been disarmed so that they stop going for meetings and feel vulnerable. But it is very clear why they have been disarmed is to allow members of that gang that has been formed by the president to abduct them and to threaten them. And if anything happens to these members of parliament, to any leader in this country opposed to William Ruto, the president will be held to account. And let me tell William Ruto, people of Kenya cannot elect you by force. They elected you on their own free will. You are a popular leader 3 years ago, and you messed yourself up through bad governance, one-man rule, theft of public resources, wanton corruption, and tribalism. You cannot blame any of us here for the situation you find yourself in. The one-term movement is unstoppable, and there is nothing the president can do. He can kill these leaders, he can abduct them, he can torture them, but he cannot do that to all the people of Kenya. So I want to urge members of parliament and senators and others not to give up. Nobody can die from morning to evening. You can only die once. And the tree of liberation will be watered by blood. The Honorable George Koimburi'S is a hero of the Kenyan people. what he has undergone, the torture, the pain he is in, the anguish to his family. This liberation will take place, it will happen. And let me conclude by asking the Kenyan people not to be intimidated. Kenya is a constitutional democracy. They are entitled to cast their vote the way they want. And William Ruto cannot force the people of Kenya to elect him. And there is nothing he can do about it. Thank you very much.